Episode 47. If Jesus fulfilled the law, does that include murder and idolatry too? Key text, Matthew 5:17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. They say, Jesus fulfilled the law, so we don't need the Sabbath anymore. But here's the question they never answer. Did Jesus fulfilling the law mean murder is now allowed? Does fulfilling the law make adultery acceptable? Can we now worship idols because Jesus kept the first commandment? Of course not. So why is it that only the fourth commandment, the Sabbath, gets fulfilled into oblivion? Let's go to the source. In Matthew 5:17, Jesus said, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." Let's be clear. Fulfill does not mean cancel. It means to bring to its fullest expression, to demonstrate, to magnify. In fact, Jesus spends the rest of Matthew 5 showing exactly what fulfilling the law looks like. You've heard it said, "Do not murder." But I say, don't even hate. You've heard it said, "Do not commit adultery." But I say, don't even lust. He didn't erase the law. He raised the standard. So now let's ask honestly, would Jesus fulfill the Sabbath by abolishing it, or by restoring its true meaning? He didn't come to erase the day God blessed, sanctified, and wrote in stone. He came to show how to keep it properly, free from tradition, filled with truth. He healed on the Sabbath. He taught on the Sabbath. He honored the Sabbath. And Luke 4:16 says it was his custom. So when people say, Jesus fulfilled the Sabbath, so I don't need to keep it, what they really mean is, Jesus obeyed, so I don't have to. That's not grace. That's rebellion dressed in religious excuses. Now, let's expose the inconsistency. Imagine someone saying, Jesus fulfilled the command not to murder, so I can now kill freely. You'd call that madness. Yet pastors and churchgoers say, Jesus fulfilled the Sabbath, so I can now ignore it. Same logic, same error, same danger. The 10 Commandments are a complete set. You cannot throw out one without attacking the authority of all. That's why James 2:10 says, "For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all." And guess what? The Sabbath is the only commandment that begins with the word remember, because God knew man would try to forget. And that's exactly what's happened. Sunday worship, a tradition with no biblical foundation, replaced the seventh-day Sabbath, a command from the finger of God. So here's the challenge. If Jesus fulfilling the law means the fourth commandment is gone, then why isn't the first gone too? Why not the sixth, the seventh, the eighth? Why only the Sabbath? The answer is painful, because the Sabbath is God's sign of authority, and Satan wants that authority erased. But Revelation 14:12 exposes his failure. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. They don't reject the law, they reflect the lawgiver. So don't fall for the fulfillment trap. Jesus fulfilled the law to show us how to walk in obedience, not exemption. Because the law he fulfilled is the law he still writes on the hearts of his true followers.